What y'all doing? I'm just cooking some food and thought I'd pop on and see what everybody was up to. If there's anybody going to be here, I don't know, but we'll see. Okay? Alright. Let's sit you guys right there. So, I feel a lot better than I did this morning, y'all. I was just having a rough morning this morning, and when I get overwhelmed like that, it's just like, whew, so it feels like the whole world's just caving in around me, but I feel a lot better now. My son's got his little girlfriend over playing. Hey, Joni, what's up, girl? How you doing? I was just coming on to talk to you guys and see what everybody's doing today. I was having me a hard time this morning. Some lady ran and cut me off in traffic, and I just lost my shit this morning. I guess we all have those kind of days where we lose our shit, right? Have y'all noticed that, like, I have so many Star Wars shirts. Like 7 or 8 different Star Wars shirts. My husband's a big Star Wars fan. Today's gonna be a good rest of the day. Outside having a smoke. Yeah, yep, that's me. I'm here. I have tried. Listen to this. I quit smoking. Can you believe it? Like I had been smoking for years, 10 years plus. And hey, nailed it. What's up, girl? I've been trying to get a hold of you. I messaged you on here because I was so worried about you because I hadn't heard from you. And I thought, I need to go find her comment. So I did, and I messaged you, and I was like, what are you doing? Avalon! You're here too! We got the whole crew. This is so awesome. Yes, I just quit. And maybe that's one of the reasons why I have been so, like, you know what I mean? Like, emotional and stuff. Because those cigarettes, I'm telling you what, you guys, I would go outside and smoke a cigarette after I'd get upset or after I eat a big meal. Here I'm talking about it. It's making me feel like I need one. And I would, you know, feel like relief, you know. And now, since I've quit, it's like just another addiction. I don't have that relief, you know. I seek that relief. And so now I'm going to have to find that relief in something else, you know, which I want to try and start, like, eating healthy and working out. And going walking, and I was thinking, you know, my friend called me today, and she wanted me to go walking with her, and my son had his little girlfriend over playing. They're outside playing right now, so I was like, damn it, I can't go walking because my son is playing with his friend. Oh, I'm sorry. That happens. Yeah, I've gained 50 pounds in recovery, Avalon. Good job. You know what? It's okay. Instagram is, you know, not everybody's cup of tea. I just go on Instagram to, like, kind of, you know, just talk to different people, and that's, like, a good place to message me at. But I just got a new Facebook. You guys, I had a Facebook for some years, and someone hacked me. When I started making my recovery videos about my story and how I got sober, somebody started hacking me and trying to, like, they got my Facebook shut down. Stop it. Who is this? Hey. Oh, you want her? You want your daughter? Yeah. Okay. I was like, who is that? They're in the backyard. I'll go get her. Sweetheart, your mommy's here. It's time to go home. Now I'm down on a low dose. I have lost weight. That is so awesome. I'm proud of you. So how long has it taken you to get down to tapering? Hey guys, your mommy's here. Come on. I know. You probably got to go home and eat dinner. You can listen to me. I'll be home all day tomorrow. Do you want to come over and play in the morning? You can do that, okay? We'll tell your mommy right now to send you back over here in the morning, okay? And then we'll have breakfast. I'll have waffles ready and everything, okay? Mom, yes, baby. Let her go. Her mommy's here, Nate. Here, we'll talk to your mommy and tell her. Hold on, guys. Hey, can she come over in the morning and play with Nate? Yeah. Please send her over. He just loves her. Yeah, what time? Whenever you want to. We're up early. He wakes up at 7 o'clock. So I'll have waffles and everything. Just tell her to come on over. You can bring her over and then drop her off and I'll have her for the day. Okay, cool. Bye, y'all. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay. You hear my dogs? I have so many dogs. Okay. My son is playing outside, so I got to keep the door open for him. Nathaniel Alexander is my son's name. Wow. Way to go. Nailed it. That is freaking... Listen to me. I admire you, girl, because I know how hard it is. I am really trying to get off Suboxone.
What you making?
I am making pasta. Would you like to see it? Alfredo pasta.
I like
Chicken.
That.
I know you do. Yay. You don't have to eat the carrots, baby. Okay? All right. So your friend's mommy said she could come back tomorrow. Okay? So here's the deal. I will okay. So I've started my taper with my doctor. And so what we did was I was on 1.5 Suboxones a day. 1 strip and then a half of a strip. So what he did was he just took away that half. Oh gosh. What do I think of Suboxone? I think that it's totally different than methadone. Totally different than methadone. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. If you are on methadone and you get traded to Suboxone, it's going to be totally different. You might not like it. Because Suboxone has a... How do I explain it? When you get on Suboxone, once it builds up into your system, you get no feeling from it at all. Where you at, baby? Oh, okay, I'm coming. Like, there's no euphoria. There's no, like, feeling. There's no, oh, I took my dose in the morning and I'm feeling good. Let's go. It's very, it's called a plateau effect. It gets in your system and it attaches itself onto those receptors and it just levels out. So, like, I take it in the morning, don't feel anything. I just take it like it's an antidepressant. Yeah, it's nothing. And I know that I am sure you're not abusing your methadone. I mean, you're doing a great job tapering on it. But I used to abuse methadone because I would take so much of it and get high on it. So, you know how when you take your methadone in the morning, it might give you that little, like, kick? Suboxone doesn't do that. It's just like, it's weird. It attaches itself to those receptors, and like I said, it takes them and it holds onto them and bumps anything else off that tries to come on them. Yeah, buddy.
Is it done?
No, not yet. Almost, though. So, it might not be like it would. It'll be a really big change. So, if you're already on methadone and you're already lowering your dose like that, like what I would do is I would just stick to what you're doing with your doctor, and I would get down as low as I could, as low as you can, and then jump off. Yeah, that's how it is, Avalon. Suboxone doesn't give you any kind of feeling, and it basically, it's like, it's the only thing it's doing is it stops those cravings, and it's more of like a drug to help you with like opiate cravings. Like I haven't had a craving for an opiate in over 3 years, but I've also been working the 12 steps really hard with my sponsor, and I have been really addressing like internal issues like with guilt and shame. And the withdrawal from Suboxone and methadone is the same. It's really bad. Some people say it's worse than heroin, but I'm not sure. I've never withdrawn from it before. Baby, I'm cooking it right now, okay? You gotta just go chill. Okay, I'm talking to my lady friends, okay? You go chill while I talk to my ladies. So, like I said, I'm not a doctor in any way. You guys know this. But I would recommend just sticking what you were doing. And then when you're ready, if you have a job, talk to your job and let them know what's going on. And take you about 2.5 to 3 weeks off of work, if you can. And, you know, withdraw. Go through your withdrawal. Because no matter what, you guys, if you go on Kratom, if you are on Suboxone, if you're on methadone, you're going to have to withdraw eventually. There's no, like, magic pill to say, I'm not going to go through withdrawal,
Mommy?
you know? Yes, baby.
Why can't you just get it right now?
Yeah, I'm cooking it right now. That's why it's so important for us to, like, address our issues other than substance abuse. Like, we have to... The reason we use drugs, you guys, is not because we just like to get high. It's because we are covering up something else. Maybe we were abused when we were younger. Maybe we have a husband who is physically, mentally, or emotionally abusive. Maybe we are depressed and have anxiety. The drugs are our solution to our problem. That's why we use drugs, because we want to feel differently. So once we can get, once we get some sobriety underneath our belt, it fills a hole, yes. Once we get some sobriety underneath our belt, and like the Suboxone and the methadone give us that platform to stand on, so that way it's like, hey, okay, if what I've used Suboxone to do was I got into therapy. I started talking about my problems. I talk about everything. I talk to you guys about everything. I started telling people about my problems. I started talking to my therapist. I started addressing what's really going on. Why was I shooting dope? Because I'm insecure. I don't think I'm good enough. I think I'm fat. I don't think I'm pretty. You know, I was molested when I was a young child. I had gotten raped in my active addiction, and I was pushing down all these feelings with drugs, trying not to remember those things. Then I got pregnant with my son, and I tried really hard to stay sober, and I didn't. And I stayed high, and I had my son when I was on drugs. And so that was just another thing that I would think about, and I'd feel so guilty, and I would get higher and higher, trying to not feel anymore, until my son got taken from me. And then I was like, my life, my son is gone. You know, that was my purpose. That was he was showing me how to really love, you know. And so when that happened, I lost it, and I went to treatment. So what Suboxone has done for me, you guys, is it's given me a base to stand on, to get myself together and not go out and relapse every other month. Because that's what I would do. I would get sober, and I would relapse after 15 days, 30 days, 20 days, 60 days. I could never put together a significant amount of time. So Suboxone gave me a chance to get my life in order, to pay my fines, to get my house, to get a job, to learn how to take care of my son. And now it's time. Good for you. Nailed it. And you can talk to me anytime you want to talk about that. I know I cry every day because of the guilt that I feel because my son got taken from me, and it was 2 days before his first birthday. And it was so traumatic for me, and I'm sure for him too. But it just, that's the thing. Like, I've worked the 12 steps with my sponsor, and we're starting them over. And we're going to go through them again, because I've got to work on this guilt. This guilt and this shame is holding me back from that, like, relief that you get from, working the 12 steps and clearing your conscience. And I don't know why that I'm torturing myself with this guilt, but I'm holding on to it for some reason, and I've got to get over it. So me and her are going to go back through the 12 steps again and work them again. And I'm still, like, I pray, you guys, I pray to my higher power every morning and every night, sometimes during the day when I'm about to lose myself, my mind with my son. And I have my 2-year-old grandson because of my daughter. And listen, Avalon, your daughter, I'm cooking Alfredo, chicken Alfredo. I'm telling you right now, your daughter, she's probably in her active addiction, and every time she does what she's doing, she thinks about her son, and she thinks what she's doing and how she did that to him when she was pregnant. When I was in treatment, it haunted me at night. I would go to sleep. And when I was in my 30-day treatment, I want to tell you all this story. Okay. When I went into treatment, my son, I had to take him and I had to drop him off at the Department of Human Services. If I didn't, they were just going to come snatch him out of my house. So I took him there, and I went straight into detox. I was in detox for 6 days, and then I went into treatment, 30 days. Every night when I would go to sleep, I would close my eyes, and I would see my son's face. And I had to beg God. Every night I would pray, peace be still, peace be still. Because every time I would close my eyes, I would see his little round face. And it was just, he got taken from me 2 days before his first birthday. So it was so traumatic. Like, it was just like, oh my God, this is happening, you know? And every night I'd go to bed. It was like, but God was doing that because I needed to know how serious this was, you know? And nothing had affected me like losing my son did. You guys, I overdosed one time so badly that I was in a coma for 7 days. And when I got out of the hospital, when I woke up, my mom told me I'd been in a coma for 7 days. I'm bringing it over there now, Nate. I couldn't stop myself. It was like I would try so hard. I would white knuckle it. All through my pregnancy, I was white knuckling it. But this is the deal with addiction. Like, when we're in our active addiction, we don't know that it's a vicious cycle, and that once we get into, okay, say today, if a thought comes into my mind and it says, oh, Nicole, you need to go use drugs today. Today, I'm armed with the facts and the tools to know that what I have to do is stop that thought right away before it goes any farther and play the tape all the way through and say, okay, if I go get drugs, what's going to happen? I'm going to lose my life. I'm going to lose my son. I'm going to lose everything important to me. And so I stopped that thought right there. But when we're in our active addiction, we're not armed with the tools to cope. So what do? We think about it, and we think about it, and we think about it. And then we move into obsession mode. And once you're in obsession mode, you are already getting high in your mind. Yeah, and okay, guys, sorry about that. I promise you, Avalon, I promise you it bothers her. It might not seem like it, but it does. And, you know, all we can do from where we're at is, like, you're doing what you got to do. You're not enabling her. You are keeping her at arm's length because you know that she has to become willing to want her sobriety, you know? And it, as hard as it is to say and hard as it is to follow through, because I know. My fiance is in recovery too. And I struggle. Like, I want to help him so bad, but I can't. She has no surrender. Yeah, she has to surrender. And that's the thing, like, until it gets bad enough, she won't. And everybody's bottom is different, you guys. My bottom was my son. But for my fiance, his bottom, I don't know what his bottom is. It hasn't been our son, though. Okay. Because if it was, I mean, you know, he wouldn't be having difficulties like he is. He's got about a month sober now. He did have 2 years, and he went back out after his dad passed away. So everybody's bottom is different. And another thing is, like, once you get sober, it's like we have to practice these coping skills every day, or else our brain will forget. My brain, you know, Avalon, I have thought about that, and I thought, it's hard to when you want help. Oh, listen, I understand that too, Johnny. Listen, my dad used to ask me every day, why can't you just quit, Nicole? Why can't you just quit? And I would cry, and I would cry, and I didn't understand why I couldn't just quit. I mean, I would try, and then I would go back to it. Sometimes I think about that, Avalon, and then I think about this. I think about for better or for worse, in sickness and in health. And I think about as long as he's shown effort He's trying, and he is not bringing drugs around me, because that's one thing he's never. What he does is he'll go out after work, and then he'll come back and he'll be inebriated, and I'll see it in his eyes, and he'll try to hide it from me. It's pills, Xanax, and then I'll say, I know that you're under the influence, you know, and I make him leave, and that's only happened twice now, and so today I think he's like 3 weeks sober today. But yeah, I have thought about that, but then I think about, like, you guys, he never left me, and I was like freaking strung out, and he stayed and he supported me through it all. Yeah, and this is what I plan. Like, Nathaniel's, I'm going to tell him my story. I'm going to tell him all about what Mama did and how drugs affected my life, because I don't want him to be in the dark. I don't want him to be uneducated. I don't want him to be sheltered. I want him to know, because he needs to know the truth, and he needs to know that I didn't. And listen, acceptance is the key to our problems. When I finally accepted the fact that I needed help and I had to reach out for the help, that's when I was able to start getting some recovery. You guys, I might be on Suboxone, but I have worked my butt off these 2.5 years. You know what I mean? I have been working my butt off to become a better person, to stop robbing and stealing, to stop doing criminal behaviors, to be faithful to my fiance, to be a good mom, to be present in my son's life, to clean my house. I mean, like, when I tell you guys this, I was a street person. I was a junkie drug addict on the street. Like, I would shoot up with Dr. Pepper if I didn't have water, you guys. I would shit outside in holes because I didn't have running water in the trailer we were at. Like, it was the bottom of the bottom. You know, it started out all beautiful, all fun and games. I was a cheerleader in high school, and this guy gave me a bump of cocaine, and it was so good. And then it progressed. As the years went on, I got worse, and I got worse, and I got worse, and I got worse, until I was homeless, begging for money on the side of the road. You know, it got to the point where I was unemployable. I worked all through my addiction until the last 3 years, and then I couldn't work because nobody would hire me. I had burned every bridge that I had built. Anything to shoot dope with, Avalon, yes. And, you know, when you get to that, like, junkie status, it's like, there's no other way to go but up, unless you die. And that's how it was for me. It was either I was going to die a junkie, or I was going to live, and I was going to tell my story to other people to help other people. But that's what was happening to me. Like, I was killing myself. I could not see the light at the end of the tunnel. I did not love me. I hated myself. I wanted to die every single day. Every morning when I woke up and I loaded that fucking needle up, I would shoot it and think, okay, this is going to be the day I'm not going to wake up. This is going to be the day I'm going to die. Yes. And it was, you know, that's one thing that, like, I would always say I would never do. Oh, I'll never prostitute myself. Well, I sure sucked the drug dealer's dick. But sure would. For a baggie, for a dope, for 5 hydrocodones. I mean, what? I'm way better than that. I'm worth more than that today. You know, but I didn't think I was. And that was why I did those things, because I didn't believe in me, and I didn't see my potential. I didn't see that my beautifulness, you know. I didn't love me. And that's what the 12 steps and my sponsor and going to meetings and Celebrate Recovery has taught me. It's taught me to look inside myself and, like, value me. Like, I deserve a good life. The things that happen to me don't define me. You know what I mean? The fact, because I was raped, because I was hurt as a young child, because I'm overweight, that doesn't define me. And I let those things define me for a really long time, you guys. And it might seem so menial and small, but my weight affected me for a long time. And I used drugs to taper my weight for a long, long time. And I just got into a place in my life. Dimitri, when I first started doing drugs, I was about 15 years old. The first drugs I ever tried was marijuana and cocaine. Yes, baby.
Can you give me more noodles?
I sure can. My baby loves these noodles. And I was in high school. Yes, Avalon, I'm the same way. And I'm so self-conscious about it. But you know what? I'm learning to love myself at any size. Any size. Now, do I want to be healthy? Yes. Do I want to be able to breathe better? Yes. But I know that I am a worthwhile person, and I know that I'm a good person, and I know that my weight doesn't define me today, you know? Now, I can always, like I said, work out and get healthy. Now, everybody can.
Give me a chicken too.
A chicken too? Okay.
I like chickens. Chickens are so good. Don't snap my
And nailed it.
out.
I am so proud of you. You don't understand. Bye, Avalon. Love you, girl. I'll call you tomorrow. That's a huge accomplishment to be sober after that many years of heroin addiction. And you know what nailed it? If you're on methadone for the rest of your life at a low dose, that's okay. Okay? Don't jump until you're ready. All right? Please, don't get off until you're ready. And if you try to get off and you can't do it, that's okay. Okay? Do you hear me? That's okay too. Because I've seen so many of my friends who thought they were ready to jump and they try to get off and they ended up relapsing. So please, please, please get yourself, listen, get yourself a support system. Find yourself a sponsor or a mentor, another woman who has been sober longer than you to talk to every day. Just call that person once a day, check in, say hi. Start reading yourself some meditations in the morning. Dimitri, that's okay. Listen to me, sweetheart. I relapsed out of treatment too, a lot of times. I've been to treatment 5 times. In prison once. And what would happen is I would go into rehab and I would do what they told me to do, but I wouldn't hear what they were saying. I wouldn't understand. Dimitri, are you sober today? I'm just asking because, you know, I want to know. And would you like to share some stuff with us and we'll all talk about it? Like, it's okay. If you're struggling, I'm here for you. You don't have to live your life like that. And that's okay too. If you're not sober today, that's fine. But you obviously must want to be, because you wouldn't be over here talking to us if you didn't. You know what I mean? I remember, okay, let me tell you a story. My first time into treatment was back in 2003. And I went to this treatment center in Hot Springs called Quapaw House. Beautiful treatment center. And I got into treatment and I listened to what they said and I made a friend there, a gay guy named Scott. We had the best time. We were in the kitchen together and cooking. Okay, baby. And it was time for us to graduate and get out. So I thought, okay. You know, they told us to get sponsors and go to meetings. Did you get a sponsor and go to meetings, Dimitri? That's very, very important, because what it does is it builds your support system. And whenever you get a sponsor and you start going to meetings, you meet other people who have more sobriety than you, and that's how you make connections with good people who are going to help you in your recovery. Okay, so here's the deal. That's okay that I'm proud of you for getting a sponsor. That's the first step. That is the first step. Okay, so this is what you got to do. I want you to just make a promise to everybody here in the group that you'll try to make 1 meeting a week. Just 1 meeting, okay? And when you go to the meeting, I want you to stand up and introduce yourself and tell everybody, hey, my name's Dimitri and I'm an addict, okay? And if you want to, you can start tuning in the mornings. We do morning meditation every morning here at 8:30. I go live. And I read a little bit out of a book called 24 Hours a Day. Are you ready to be sober? Are you ready to surrender? Or do you still think you can continue using successfully? Because what you have to do is you have to come to a point in your mind where you accept that you can't use anymore for the rest of your life, forever. Because if you continue, and that's, hey, that's okay. Is the 12 steps not for you because it's a God thing? Because, you know, you don't have to believe in God to do the 12 steps. You could just have your higher power, the universe, nature. That's what I started out doing, because I did not believe in God at first. I was like, He's not helping me. He's never been there for me, you know, and I was really, really against it. But even if the 12 steps aren't for, if you don't believe in the 12 steps, the camaraderie and the fellowship of having other people that are in recovery know what you've been through is nothing. There's no other help like it, because it's that relatability to the other person saying, hey, Dimitri, it's okay, man. I've shot up dope before. I've robbed my parents before. You know, it's that camaraderie that we have with one alcoholic and one addict to each other. We can relate to each other, you know? So that's why I say, like, meetings and a sponsor. Yes, the support network is what it's all about. Like, when I used to have to go to these group meetings with my Suboxone doctor, and that was one of their main requirements, that we build a support system. And I mean, like, not your parents, not your sister, not your brother, not your family, like some sober support. And we'll be your sober support here. I'll be your sober support. You know, that's what we do. It's all about building, like I said, building a support system around you. It's so important, because what it does is it shows you that you're not alone. That you're not the only one struggling. We all are struggling. We're all just trying to stay sober, one day at a time. And sometimes you got to take it 1 hour at a time. That's how serious it gets sometimes for me. When I first got sober, you guys, there were some days that I wanted to go outside and go get dope so bad, and I would have to take it 1 hour at a time. I was crying all the time. I was an emotional wreck. But I made it, you know? And I'm a polysubstance abuser, you guys. Like, opiates weren't my only drug. Like, my main drugs were oxycodone and methamphetamines, and I would shoot that shit up every single day, you know? And Xanax, loved it. But, so when people say, oh, well, you're not, you know, Suboxone's keeping you sober. No. That's just, you know, something that helped me get my start. I could be out there taking Xanax and shooting meth every day. I know, Dimitri. Listen, honey, they are. I used to be in love with those little blue things. But let's not, like, you know, I'm not trying to glamorize it or anything, but I'm just being straight up real with you guys. Like, that's what I would do every day, was I would do a Roxy at night, and I would shoot some dope in the morning. And it was like my life. And look at me. Today, I'm being a responsible mom. I'm paying my bills. I got my son back, you know? Like, I lost my son to the Child Protective Services. And I got him back, you guys. That's a miracle, you know? I want to read something to you, Dimitri. Okay? Okay. Let's go. 24. This is a reading. Excuse me. Ooh. Sorry, guys. I'm a nasty ho-ho. This is a reading that my husband reads every morning, and it's about surrender, and I just wanted to read it to you. Nailed it. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. This is hard. This is hard work to stay sober, you guys. It's not, well, you know, it's a lot easier, though, than it was getting high. Okay, think about this. All the effort that you put into going out and getting dope, all that effort, waiting on the dope man, tracking him down, all those hours wasted. Think about how much easier it is to just do the next right thing. So much easier. I'm not wasting money no more. I'm not wasting time no more. A lot better than back in the day, you know, using drugs. And I never realized how much better it was until I started living this life. Like, I struggled, you guys. I'm a chronic relapser. I struggled for years and years and years not being able to stay sober, okay? And listen to me, Dimitri. If you're a hardcore drug addict, like I was, you might need to look into medically assisted treatment. Yes, I'm on Messenger, on Facebook Messenger, and on Instagram Messenger. My name on Facebook is my maiden name, Nicole DeMeo. DeMeo. You'll see my picture. I love you guys. Dimitri, listen to me if you're still here. I'm here for you, okay? And if you need support, find me on Instagram. It's the same name here on YouTube, and message me, okay? And then I'll give you my phone number from there, and we can text each other and everything if you need the support. My rock bottom. Okay, my rock bottom was I was pregnant with my son, and I was homeless on the streets, okay? Sleeping in a car, shooting up meth while I was pregnant. And I went into labor July 3rd morning, high on methamphetamines. And I gave birth to my son, high. My son came out and he was perfect. Took him home. There's no way he should have not had drugs in his system. But he was perfect and he had no drugs in his system. Miracle. A miracle. So I got to take my son home and I got to have him. Good night, girl. I got to have him for a whole year. And then 2 days before his first birthday, Child Protective Services came to my door and made me and my fiance pee in a cup. And that was my rock bottom, losing my son. When I lost my son, I went straight to treatment and haven't looked back since. But I've lost everything. I've been to prison. I've been homeless. I've done things I'm not proud of for drugs. I've sold my body for drugs. I have shot up. That was my favorite way to do it. I've been to prison for a whole year. I have been dead in a coma for 7 days. So there was many different times I thought, oh, this is my rock bottom. This is it. I'm never going to use again. And each time it got worse until this last time I had lost everything. Everything. Didn't have a dime to my name. Didn't have my car. Had sold it. Had sold it for drugs. And my son, lost my son. I have him back now. That's what sobriety has done for me. I have my son back now. I've had him back for 2 years now. I've been sober for almost 3. July 13th will be my sobriety birthday, 3 years. But, losing my son was the day that I knew that I had to change my life, because I wasn't only affecting myself anymore. I was affecting someone else. I was going to lose my son, and my son was going to be affected by my drug addiction. You know, it was already bad enough that I used drugs while I was pregnant with him, and now I'm losing him, and he's getting taken away from me and going into foster care. That was the turning point for me. Like, that's when God came down and said to me, "You're trying to kidnap my son. What you talking about, El Cap?" It was the turning point for me, you guys. And I was just like, I've got to make a change. You know? So that's when everything changed. And my rock bottom is now my foundation that reminds me and tells me, you know, like, I don't ever have to go back there again. I don't have to live that life ever again. But I'm going to get off here, you guys. Dimitri, get at me on Instagram. El Cap, you come over here and try to get my son. I will cut your balls off. Okay? Okay. Love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Don't leave. What's wrong, Dimitri? Do you need me to stay on? I just don't know who this person is trying to say, I'm trying to kidnap your son. That's not cool, man. You don't understand. This is serious. We're not playing around here on this live stream. Dimitri, are you okay? So that was my rock bottom. And if you need me to stay, I'll stay for a little bit longer. I was just... Whatever, dude. You don't even know where I live. Anyway, I dare you. Okay? That's all I gotta say about that. Thanks for the help. It means a lot. Yeah, man, for sure. Anytime. Yes, my son. Yes, my love. Okay, baby, let me get a towel. Anytime you need help, I'm here for you, okay? And I understand how it can feel like you're all alone. You better bring him, boy. Yeah, I don't know how to do that, so let me see. Oh, man. I don't... Okay. Okay. You ready? Are you done, baby? Okay. Was that good food? Okay, guys. So, Dimitri, I'm here for you, man. I hope you're all right. I'm sorry that you can't see me. I'm getting my son settled. Move, dogs. I've got so many dogs, y'all. Okay. Oh, cancel. Okay, guys. Are you still there, Dimitri? Woo. Okay, guys. I hope y'all are okay. Okay, good. You're still there. Sorry, I don't know why people think it's funny to, like, come on here and make jokes. Like, this is, like, about people's lives. And I'm so glad that you're okay. And I'm sorry that, like, you're struggling. I know how it is, man. What's your drug of choice? Like, what are you on? You still there? Okay. Oh, Dimitri, do I know you from Facebook? Are we friends on Facebook? Or were we friends on Facebook? Do you live in the United States? It's okay, I understand. Heroin is a motherfucker. I'm so glad you're alive. Okay. You know, this is the deal with heroin. Have you been on it for a long time? Okay, no. Okay. Have you been on heroin for a long time, or did you just start? Because this is the deal. Sorry, I had to pee, and this is how I roll. I don't give a damn. Okay, 4 years. That's a long time. You are, look at me. Look at me. You're lucky to be alive, man. It's no joke out there now. People are just giving people whatever they want to give them. And you could die. Are you an intravenous user? Or do you just smoke it? I mean, either way is bad, but, you know. Okay. Yeah, that's serious. Here's the deal. Have you ever... Okay, if you've been on it for that long, you're IV in it, then this is serious. Have you ever thought about going to the methadone clinic or Suboxone clinic? Because, listen to me, man. Don't let anybody talk shit and say, oh, blah, 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 blah. If you are a hardcore IV junkie like I was, it might be the route you need to go, because it saved my life. Like, I would not be here today talking to you about recovery if I hadn't went to the Suboxone doctor. Real talk. Because, like I said, it gave me a chance to build my sobriety and to, like, get my life back in order. Because once we're... yeah, it works. Now, you're not going to be getting high off of it. It's not going to be like that. You're not going to feel a euphoria. It's just going to get into your system. Now, at first you will feel a little woozy. Like, it's going to knock your ass out when you first take it. It's way strong. Way strong. Go outside. Come on. I got 4 dogs. Outside, everybody. Go pee-pee. See, there's one of them. That's Onyx. And then Paco is a little Chihuahua, and then this is Jetta. Say hi, Jetta. Yes, Suboxone works, and what it does is it attaches itself onto your opioid receptors, and it knocks off anything else you try to use. So if you were, say you relapsed out on heroin, it wouldn't work. You couldn't get high on the heroin because Suboxone overrides it. Chingity Bop, where are you? Okay, was that good food? All right, good deal. Love you, son. I love my boy so much. Okay, the Suboxone will override the heroin, and you won't be able to feel it. So there would be no point in relapsing. No, this literally, listen to me, Dimitri. I'm not an angel. I'm just telling you what I did to get sober, and that's what I'm supposed to do. This is how we help other people. And the 12 steps teach me, and I know you're not into the 12 steps, but I'm going to tell you anyway. The 12 steps teach us, when we get sober and we have learned like what we do to stay sober, the 12 steps tell us that we have to give what was so freely given to us. So we have to help others. And that's what helps me stay sober. Like, that's why I even make videos. Like, I don't do this. I don't get paid. I don't get paid to do this. I don't get paid to talk to people about my recovery. The only reason I do this is because it helps me stay sober. And I'm selfish like that. I'm trying to stay on the right track, and talking about my addiction to other people and talking about my life helps me. So, helping you helps me. So I need you just as much as you need me. See? That's how this thing works. It's pretty freaking awesome. That's why I'm like so gung-ho about AA, because, or the 12 steps, because it saved my life, and it teaches me like to be selfless and to give of my time to other people, because it helps me stay sober. You guys, I never would have done any of this before because I was selfish and I didn't care about others. But it's like now I care about other people because it helps me stay sober. Isn't that amazing? But anyway, Dimitri, I've been on here for almost an hour now, man. Don't give up. Okay? There's a way out. You don't have to live this life anymore. Alright? Reach out. Ask for help. You do not have to be alone. Talk to you later.